Hi, I'm John Green. Welcome to my salon. This is Mental Floss, and today you're going to find out the little-known names of characters you've been familiar with your entire life. They've given you so much over the years, and we haven't even bothered to learn their first names. Well, here's our shot at redemption. All right, let's start with the most logical place, breakfast. The Pillsbury Doughboy's name is Poppin' Fresh. First name Poppin', last name Fresh. If you're planning to participate in the thriving world of Poppin' Fresh fanfiction, you probably also want to know that he has a wife, Poppy Fresh, and two kids, Popper and Bun Bun Fresh. His cat and dog are named Biscuit and Flapjack, so go get to work. That guy smirking at you from the oatmeal canister is not William Penn. The good people at Quaker Oats refer to him as Larry. In 2012, Larry got a mini makeover. His hair was trimmed, he lost a little weight, and Quaker says he acquired, quote, more radiant skin from daily oatmeal masks. As you might remember from our cereal quiz video, before he was a distinguished captain of the SS Guppy, the good Captain Crunch was Horatio Magellan Crunch. Thanks to a marketing campaign in 2009, Mrs. Butterworth was finally given a first name. Please call her Joy in all future correspondence. Comic book guy on The Simpsons is really named Jeff Albertson, and he would be the first person to jump on you for not knowing that. Matt Groening wanted to call him Louis Lane. And while we're talking about Matt Groening, let's discuss Mom from Futurama. She shares her name with another famous mom, the Bradys. Carol. The next time you land on the go directly to jail spot while playing Monopoly, direct your cursing at Officer Edgar Mallory, the cop who inhabits that space. And while you're in jail, feel free to chat up Jake the jailbird. He's not leaving anytime soon. And when you get that unexpected $10 windfall for coming in second place in a beauty pageant, you need to thank Rich Uncle Pennybags. Rich Uncle Pennybags used to have a wife whose name was Marge, but you know how repeated bankruptcies can affect a marriage. According to Toy Story 3 director Lee Unrick, Woody from Toy Story has a last name, Pride. Big Bird's friend Snuffleupagus has a first name, Aloysius. Aloysius Snuffleupagus. Snuffleupagus? They're saying Snuffleupagus, but I know how to say it because I was once a child. Speaking of Sesame Street, in a 2004 episode, Cookie Monster admitted that before he got hooked on cookies, his name was Sid. Oh, and let's clear up a rumor while we're at it. Despite Cookie's new focus on eating healthy foods like eggplants, he's not changing his name. In a 2012 episode, he said, "We've got to stop this Veggie Monster rumor before me reputation ruined." Mental Floss asked me if I could do a Cookie Monster impersonation, and I said yes. And you know Guy Smiley from Sesame Street? Yeah, his real name was Bernie Liederkrantz. In the Peanuts comic strip, Peppermint Patty's real name is Patricia Reichhart, and that annoying teacher who sounded suspiciously like a muted trumpet, Miss Othmar, who later got married and became Mrs. Hagemeyer. Those lucky enough to be on a first-name basis with Mr. Clean call him Veritably. That's right, Veritably Clean. The name comes from a Give Mr. Clean a First Name promotion in 1962. In Spain, by the way, they call Mr. Clean Don Limpio. Barbara Millicent Roberts, better known as Barbie, was named for creator Ruth Handler's daughter, so that was good for Barbara's body image. Barbie's longtime love and fellow fashionista is named Ken Carson, also after Handler's offspring. That's right, the real Barbie and Ken are siblings, and you will be surprised to learn that they did not appreciate the attention that came with being the namesakes of these dolls. In fact, Barbara's daughter, Cheryl, never owned a Barbie, and Ken Handler said that he wished Barbie worked in a soup kitchen, but, quote, then she would never sell. The perpetual patient in the game Operation is an unfortunate fellow named Cavity Sam. In a deleted scene from the 2006 Curious George movie, it was revealed that the man with the yellow hat is named Ted Shackelford. Now, this may not count because it was from a deleted scene, and because it was from a movie, and because it came out years after the creators of Curious George died. And now to the Wall of Magic. Bruce Wayne, Oswald Cobblepot, Diana Prince, Minch Yoda, at least according to George Lucas's earliest notes, and just Toad. So you already know the fail whale, but did you know that the friendly little bird over on Twitter goes by the name Larry? Larry Bird. Tell him hi for us when you tweet that the latest Mental Floss video is out. In 1916, 14-year-old Antonio Gentile entered Planters Peanuts contest to create a mascot. His winning entry was a version of the dapper legume we all know and love today, and he also suggested the name Bartholomew Richard Fitzgerald Smythe. The Michelin Man's real name, Bibendum, means drinking to be done in Latin, and people used to refer to him as the Road Drunkard. The name comes from a bizarre early advertisement that showed the Michelin Man man holding a questionable cocktail of nails and broken glass with the tagline, "Michelin tires, drink up obstacles." For most of us, the evil queen from Snow White has always been known as the scary lady from the Disney World ride, but early promotions for Walt Disney's first feature-length animated film referred to the world's worst stepmother as Queen Grimhilda. Now over to Archie Comics. Of course, Jughead's parents didn't name him Jughead. They named him a much better name, Forsyth P. Jones III. Mr. Whipple, the poor grocer who so desperately wanted his customers to leave the Charmin alone, did have a first name, George Whipple. Dana Carvey's judgmental, lips-pursing, holier-than-thou church lady has a name, Enid Strict. If you go by the 1995 Casper movie, which you shouldn't, by the way, then Casper's family name is McFadden. Before he was simply Jeffrey, the Toys R Us mascot was known as Dr. G. Raff. Boo. Although Shaggy probably fits him better, the frightened ghost hunter's real name is Norval Rogers. Scooby has a more proper name as well, Scoobert do. Alright, let's stick with television. We've got Angus MacGyver, Bosco Albert Baracus from the A-Team, Salvatore Assanti, aka Turtle from Entourage, Wilson W. Wilson Jr. from Home Improvement, Nostradamus Shannon, aka Bull from Night Court, Jeff Boomhauer from King of the Hill, Jonas Grumby, better known as Skipper from Gilligan's Island, and the Professor, Roy Hinckley. And lastly, we return to the salon, Steve Rogers, by the way, to discuss Columbo. On his police badge, Lieutenant Columbo's name was Frank, but many sources will tell you that his name is Philip. However, that's not true. It's a copyright trap, something I know a thing or two about, that first appeared in the book The Trivia Encyclopedia. When Trivial Pursuit later included a question with the incorrect answer, the author of the Trivia Encyclopedia knew that they had used information from his book, and so he sued. But then the court ruled in favor of Trivial Pursuit, saying that facts, even false ones, cannot be copyrighted. Which is good news for us. Thanks for watching Mental Floss here on YouTube, which is made with the help of all of these nice people. Every week we endeavor to answer one of your mind-blowing questions, and this week's question comes from Hunter Lyles, who asks, is it true that monkeys cannot comprehend death? I'm going to assume that you meant apes, not monkeys, but the way that gorillas and chimpanzees and other apes have been known to mourn the death of others from their community, it's safe to say that they do at least have some comprehension of death. P.S. If you like Mental Floss on YouTube, why not check out the online store where you can get 15% off by using the code YouTubeFlossers. Submit your mind-blowing questions in the comments below, and as we say in my hometown, don't forget to be awesome.